What's going on, my fellow stock market and crypto freaks? It's your boy Kevin. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different, something that I'm very excited about. Over the last, let's say, 150 or 200 years, if you wanted to invest your money, get your money out on the street working for you, you either put it in the stock market or you bought real estate. But over the past 2 or 3 years or so, we have seen a big wave of new investments. Crypto absolutely blasted off. NFTs absolutely blasted off. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about why I'm personally so excited about the direction that NFTs are headed. Not the NFTs of today, not the collectibles, the crypto punks, the Bored Apes, the crypto skulls. I absolutely love them, wish I owned them, but I don't. But that's not the direction that I think the NFT market is headed. The collectible market will always be there for NFTs. I don't think there's any doubt about it that the collectible market is growing and will continue to grow. But that's not the type of NFT that we're going to be talking about in today's video. What we're talking about today is being able to invest in projects via NFTs. Think about it like this. Your favorite YouTuber. Let's say your favorite YouTuber wants to up their production value. They need some capital. They need to raise some capital for a new project they're working on. They don't want to go the traditional route of the bank and pay a high interest rate. They don't want to go to a venture capital firm and take money from them and have to give a percentage of their company away. So instead, they mint NFTs, and whoever buys those NFTs gets a royalty or a percentage of that project that they're working on. It will create demand for the project because the viewers will be invested in that project. If the project does well, the buyers of that NFT will make money, and so will the content creator. I absolutely think that's the direction that NFTs are headed. Think about movies, TV shows, YouTubers, TikTokers creating NFTs, and the proceeds of that NFT go to create the project that they're working on. If the project has sponsors, get sponsors, or if it creates ad revenue, it's in the movie theaters, ticket sales, then those proceeds could go back to the owners of the NFTs in the form of a royalty. That has me very, very excited. So today we're going to talk about how that could work. And we're also going to talk about my top 5 YouTubers that I would invest in the form of NFTs. Let's get it. We saw NFTs absolutely blow up in 2021. OpenSea, the biggest NFT marketplace, has absolutely exploded. The NFT marketplace did $243 million in sales in the first 3 days of 2022. Now, a large part of that was due to the fact that people didn't want to sell their NFTs late in 2021 to avoid paying taxes. So they sold them early 2022. But the site did $3.2 billion in sales to round out the calendar year and is riding that momentum into 2022. And I just think OpenSea is going to continue to do more and more sales as NFTs become more popular. And as soon as we're able to invest in projects and receive that royalty from NFTs, I think it's just game over. It's just game over. I'm going to be investing more so in projects like that than I would in the stock market or real estate because I find it more interesting. It's something that I do every day. Every day I wake up, I go sit on the toilet for a good 30 minutes, open the phone to YouTube, and I watch my favorite influencers. Imagine how much more involved you would be in that YouTuber's project if you were personally invested in it. If the project does well, you make money. If the project sinks, you lose money. I think that's very exciting, and I know that's the direction that these NFTs are headed. All right, so how would this work? How would we know what influencers, what YouTubers, what TV shows, or what movies to buy NFTs from in order to get that royalty? Well, I think it would have to work similar to the stock market, right? Before we invest in a stock, we want to look at those companies' numbers. We look at the company's sales, their revenue numbers, their earnings numbers, their margins, What are they planning to do to gain future growth, to gain market share? We would need to seek a form of a white paper from the influencer prior to investing in their project. If it's a YouTuber, we would need to see their RPM rate, which shows us how much money they make from ad revenue per 1,000 views. We would need to know what sponsors are going to be potentially involved in the project, and we would need to see what prior projects did revenue-wise, and then base our investment from those numbers. Think about it like this. If a YouTuber mints 1,000 NFTs at $1,000 a piece, that YouTuber just raised $1 million in capital. And let's say each of those NFTs give you a small percentage of ownership in that project. The more NFTs you buy from that project, the more percentage ownership you have in the project. Gary Vee has already done something a little bit similar to this with his VeeFriends NFT. Now, it's different than what I'm talking about. What he did with his VeeFriends, if you bought a VeeFriend NFT, you gained access to his conference for the next 3 years. Now, me personally, I'm not looking to gain access to a conference. What I'm looking for is an investment. What I would have liked to see Gary Vee do with something like this is, instead of gaining access to the conference, you buy a VeeFriend NFT and then he sells tickets to the conference and you get some of those proceeds from the ticket sales. That's the type of investment that I'm talking about. Not just buying a collectible, not just getting access to a conference, not getting to FaceTime your favorite YouTuber because you purchased that NFT. What I personally want to see is you buy an NFT from a influencer or a production studio and you get royalties, or you get a percentage of the net proceeds from that project. All right, so before we talk about my top 5 YouTubers that I would personally buy NFTs from, let me know down in the comment section below, what's your top 5? What is your top 5 of your favorite YouTubers that if they came out with an NFT that gave you a percentage of their proceeds, who would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's go over to YouTube and I'll tell you guys who I would invest my money in. Number 5, we're gonna start at number 5, which is the lowest amount of money that I would invest in a YouTuber. Number 1 being the most amount of money that I would invest in a YouTube project. Number 5 is gonna be MeatEater. The outdoor industry is absolutely massive. It's a multi-billion industry that has seen massive growth over the last few years. And MeatEater is an awesome, awesome platform. They have a Netflix show and a big, almost 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. And if I'm not at the desk trying to beat the stock market or making a video, I'm on my boat fishing or in the woods hunting. And I absolutely love MeatEater. Steven Rinella is a beast. The owner of MeatEater, Steven Rinella. Content can be great, but the business side of things could absolutely suck. So that's something that you need to be cognizant of when these NFT investments start blowing up, like I know they will. So Steven Rinella is very savvy in the business side of things. He has a clothing line and he's absolutely killing it with his content. So I would invest in Steven Rinella or the MeatEater channel if given the opportunity. Number 4 is gonna be the Beelist Mr. Beast, Arak. Arak, 3.3 million subscribers. He's kind of like a copycat Mr. Beast, but he's blowing up. His content is good. It is not yet up there with Mr. Beast, but Mr. Beast is already blown up. He's already got enough money. He doesn't need to be raising capital from people like me. Arak here, similar to Mr. Beast's content, and he saw an increase of subscribers by a couple of million in 2021. Right now he's at 3 million, but I think this kid could be at 20 million subscribers in the next couple of years, and that's the type of growth that I'm looking for when investing in NFT projects. Graham Stephan comes in at number 3, 3.6 million subscribers, the king of YouTube finance. Everything this kid touches turns to gold, and I would not hesitate investing in a Graham Stephan NFT if it gave me a royalty to one of his projects. Very confident in his ability. You know he's sharp business-wise, and he puts a lot of effort and time into his content. I would love the ability to invest my money into one of his projects. Coming in at number 2, we're going to be talking about the podcast king himself, Mr. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I love his content. He has amazing guests on his podcast. He's caught some heat over the last few months, but I absolutely love his content and would love the ability to invest my money in his projects. I think the sky's the limit for Joe Rogan. Anything he does, it ends up being successful. Fear Factor, the UFC, and his podcast, all successful. Coming in at number 1 would be Nelk for me. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, these are just a bunch of idiot kids running around, getting drunk, getting high, acting stupid, pulling pranks. But you couldn't be further from the truth. These kids are absolute beasts from a business standpoint. Kyle Forjard, the leader of the Nelk Boys, is absolutely killing it, and the sky's the limit for these kids. They have talked about NFTs in the past. They're talking about creating their own studio to film their own TV show content, maybe a Nelk movie in the future. They just launched Happy Dad, the hard seltzer that competes with White Claw and Truly, and it's absolutely blown up. You can't find it in any liquor store because it sells out immediately once it's stocked on the shelf. This is going to be a $1 billion business, and I said it, yeah, $1 billion business. They went from doing pranks to turning this YouTube channel into a $1 billion business. Absolutely love it. Their content is funny. I enjoy watching it personally. It brings me back to my youth, back in the high school and college days when I was having fun myself. They're very smart business people, and I would love the opportunity to buy a Nelk NFT if it gave me a royalty from their projects. Let me know your top 5 influencers that you would invest money in the comment section, and let me know if you think this idea would work. Would a influencer releasing an NFT and giving the minter the ability to receive a royalty work, or is this just a stupid idea that I've hatched in my head? I love all of you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until next time, peace.